Hello, crypto world. Here we are, Saturday, midday in the United States, and it's already Sunday in Asia. Crypto land is green across the board. Now, we gave up some of the upside, but we still are green, and we all accept that Wednesday, Powell's speech and what the Fed does with interest rates is determinative. The question is, will it be a sell the news event, and what is going on with crypto going into the Fed announcement? Number one interesting fact, despite the fact we know interest rates coming, the fear and greed index is at neutral. If you'd asked me, I would have expected it be at greed as people were anticipating the Fed rate cut, but it's not. It's at neutral. Now, I don't consider the fear and greed index a perfect indicator, but nonetheless, it is kind of surprising there's not more momentum going into the Fed since other markets have had extreme momentum. However, we know ETFs only trade during the week. The ETFs have had 2.3 billion net inflows into the Bitcoin ETF, suggesting that large players who are not crypto-centric, they're obviously in the stock market also, are going into Bitcoin prior to the Fed. Now, while I've made those statements, it references Bitcoin. Take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is really only $300 away from its all-time high. From my perspective, while we are not seeing incredible FOMO at the moment prior to the Fed's announcement, I anticipate that it's very possible we will see that in the days before Wednesday. Now, we also have something else in the news that I find very interesting and helpful for crypto. We all know that there will be a new Fed chairman next year, and they're interviewing people now. One of the highly possible candidates is Rick Rieder from BlackRock. This is excellent. Not only is he a proponent of crypto and Bitcoin in particular, he has blue chip credibility throughout the financial world because he's a chief investment officer at BlackRock. If he were to get this job, I would consider it incredibly positive for crypto. Bottom line, between now and the Fed decision on Wednesday, my personal guess, and this is not any financial advice, is that we will see the fear and greed index go into greed. We will see crypto rally up as we get ready for a rate cut, because it is typical in history for FOMO to happen before such a major event. However, if it doesn't, it really sends another kind of message. So let's keep our eye on what's going on. And this weekend, since we don't have any ETFs, we don't have any equity players, is really a crypto-centric world's belief of what's going to happen and what the impact of it's going to be on crypto. And while it's not up as much as other markets, the reality is we are pretty green across the board.